Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Brittany from She Run the World, and today I thought it would be fun to do a little toddler favorites update because my daughter is now 16 months old, which honestly feels impossible to say out loud. I feel like every few months, honestly every few weeks, her interests are just completely changing. Things that she was obsessed with at 12 months, she couldn't care less about, and suddenly she's developing all these little preferences, opinions, favorite little things, which is honestly one of the most fun parts about this age and just being a mom. So today I'm sharing everything that my 16-month-old is loving right now, from books and toys to snacks, activities, playgrounds, songs, and a few things that have completely surprised me. So let's go ahead and start with books because this girl is in a huge Dr. Seuss phase right now. If I had to narrow it down, it's probably a tie between Green Eggs and Ham and Fox and Socks. And anyone who's read Fox and Socks knows that that is a really difficult book to read, so it's just so funny that of course that's the book she wants to read every single day. And honestly, I think the reason that she loves them so much is because she's incredibly drawn to anything musical. She loves music, she loves dancing, anything with a good rhythm, she's just always kind of moving. So when I read Dr. Seuss books, I almost try to like sing or kind of rap the words because, you know, they rhyme so well and the words just flow. So it's just so funny because she'll literally just be sitting there like bobbing her head while I'm reading, like I'm singing her a song or something. Sometimes she'll even start like dancing halfway through the book, and I don't even know if she's honestly paying attention to the story itself, of course. I think she just enjoys listening to like the rhythm of the words and the way that they flow. It's become one of my favorite parts of the day because she'll bring me the same book over and over and over and just sit there like happily dancing while I read to her. It's so funny. Her favorite playground right now is definitely the Play for All Abilities Park here in Round Rock. If you've never heard of it, it is incredible. The reason I think she loves it so much is because she's honestly a little bit too young to fully enjoy a traditional playground independently. You know, I still have to help her climb up the steps, get onto the slide, we slide down together. There's just only so many things that she can really do like completely on her own on a normal playground. But this park is completely different. It's basically like a little mini city built for kids to explore. I'll put my TikTok on the screen because for some reason it randomly blew up and has over 200,000 views, so you can kind of just see everything that this park has to offer. There are so many little areas for kids to discover, and what I love most is that she gets to feel super independent there. She can walk around, investigate things, make her own choices, and really just explore on her own terms. And as she's getting older, I notice how much she craves independence. Like, she really doesn't want me to help her do stuff, and this playground really gives her the freedom to do that safely. When it comes to snacks, there are two clear winners right now. The first is Amara Smoothie Bites, which have honestly been her favorite for about 6 months now. They are basically candy to her. I genuinely don't think she could even get full eating them. Like, she could eat the whole bag and she still wants more. Every time she sees the bag, she gets so excited, and if she could just eat them all day long and that's the only thing she consumed, she would be super happy about that. But a new favorite over the past few weeks has been something incredibly simple, a stick of cheese. Specifically, I get the Kerrygold Dubliner cheese sticks, and she is obsessed. And honestly, I'm not that surprised because she really is a huge dairy lover. Ever since we switched her over to cow's milk, she's just loved milk, yogurt, cheese, cottage cheese, butter, you name it. If it's dairy, she definitely wants it. So the fact that she's perfectly happy sitting there eating an entire cheese stick isn't really that shocking at all. And honestly, as a mom, I'm super happy about it because it's really easy, really convenient, and has some good protein in it too. Her favorite toy right now has to be her Lovevery toys. Ever since we got the Babbler play kit a few months ago, she has honestly been obsessed with the ball drop toy. And when I say obsessed, I mean obsessed. Every single morning, the first thing she does, run to the toy box, open it up, and that's the first thing that she pulls out without fail every single morning. And a few weeks ago, we actually got the Adventure play kit, and now she has a new favorite, the Race and Chase ramp. She absolutely loves it. She can sit there over and over and over just letting the cars go down the ramp. But honestly, she loves every single toy in this box. And what's funny is, like, obviously she loves everything in this new Adventure box, but she still consistently plays with everything in the Babbler box too. And I have to be honest with you guys, when I first heard about Lovevery, I thought exactly what most parents would probably think, which is, wow, these are very expensive. I wasn't sure if children's toys could possibly be worth that much money, if I'm being honest. But after having them for months now, I completely do understand why people rave about them. They are literally the only toys that she doesn't get tired of. We've bought plenty of toys that she's loved for maybe a few days, maybe a week, and then she never touches it again. But these are different. She always comes back to them. I honestly think it's because they are designed with so much intention. They're active toys rather than passive toys. So she really does have to sit there. She has to think, she has to focus, she has to figure things out. And I've genuinely noticed improvements in her finger dexterity, her concentration, and even how long she she's willing to sit and focus on one task. It's just been so amazing to watch. So if you have been considering Lovevery, I truly can't recommend them enough because she genuinely loves these toys, no matter which ones they are. Like I said, again, she has favorites from each box, of course, but like every single toy from both the Babbler and the Adventure box, she plays with like all the time. So if you are interested, I do have a link for $20 off your first box in the description. Now let's talk about her favorite stuffed animal, because that's one that still gets me emotional. Her favorite stuffed animal is definitely Paddington Bear, and honestly, I hope I don't cry just talking about this because it's the very first toy she ever owned. I mean, I guess if you can even call it a toy. It was this teeny tiny Paddington Bear that was attached to a little baby blanket. Our friends in London gave it to her when she was born because it's such like a London gift. And since birth, she's just always had it. Obviously, she didn't really care about it in those first few months because she's a newborn, but around 4 months old, she started holding on to it all the time, just kind of dragging it with her, rolling around with it. And then when we moved back to Texas, my sister-in-law happened to have a Paddington Bear in her room, like a large size one. The moment my daughter saw him, she immediately recognized him and was just like, oh, I want him. And it was just the cutest thing ever. And ever since then, she has been completely obsessed with the big Paddington Bear. She gives him hugs, kisses, cuddles, just drags him around the house. She's just so incredibly sweet to him. And honestly, I really think that she sees him like as a friend, and maybe that's just me being a little bit emotional about it, but there is something really special about the fact that Paddington has been with her since birth, through London, through our move back to America, and through all of these huge changes in her life that she's experienced. He's just always been there, and while she does love stuffed animals in general, honestly, she is just such a sweetheart, and she just loves hugging everything and giving cuddles. I honestly don't think anything is replacing Paddington anytime soon. Her favorite song is definitely Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, and what's funny is this has actually been true for most of her life. I swear she has loved this song since she was about 3 months old. Every single time it would come on, her face just like lights up and she would just like smile, and honestly it still does. To make this even more of a full circle moment, I'm a huge Swiftie, and my daughter was actually in my belly when I went to the Eras tour, so a tiny little part of me likes to pretend, you know, she remembers hearing Taylor Swift back then, even though I know that that's not possible. But every time she starts dancing to Shake It Off, it just makes me smile because it's just one of those songs that instantly puts her in a good mood, and watching her dance to it never gets old. When it comes to animals, her favorite is definitely doggies. She is absolutely obsessed with dogs. Every time she sees one, she just points and says doggy, and then immediately she just waves. Honestly, she waves to everyone. She is just such a social baby. I genuinely can't remember the last time I went and ran a simple errand without having at least one conversation with a stranger, because she just likes to smile and wave at them first. And she does the exact same thing with dogs. She loves looking at them, she loves waving at them, she loves talking about them. But what's funny is that she doesn't actually like to get too close to them. She likes to admire them from a distance. She's basically like, hello doggy, I love you, but you know, stay over there. And every morning on our trail walks, we count how many dogs we see, and she gets so excited every single time, like doggy, doggy, every single time. It's just so sweet. Her favorite place to go right now is gymnastics. She's been doing gymnastics for about 3-ish months now, and about a month ago, I started noticing that she actually understood where we were going when I'd say like, we're going to gymnastics. And then her face would immediately just light up and have a smile. She'd get excited, she'd start bouncing around. She's definitely a wild child. She loves moving, running, climbing, exploring. She does not enjoy sitting still for very long. So having a place where she can just run around, jump on mats, hang from bars, crawl through tunnels, burn off so much energy has just been such a blessing. But what I've loved even more, honestly, is just seeing how much she's grown socially. Like I just kind of mentioned, she just is a very social baby, and now she's even gotten better at interacting with kids. She's learning how to share. She's becoming so much more adventurous. She used to be a lot more cautious, and honestly, you know, there are pros and cons to that because of course I want her to be safe, but I also love seeing that fearless little side of her that wants to explore and wants to be independent, and I really think gymnastics has helped bring that out of her. And finally, her favorite outdoor activity right now is definitely splash pads. She is absolutely obsessed, which is hilarious because for the longest time she would completely freak out if even a drop of water got on her face in the bath. She would just scream, she would cry, want absolutely nothing to do with water, and now she is running around town, just sticking her face directly in these giant fountains, laughing hysterically. It's just honestly one of the funniest personality changes I've seen. And as I've mentioned in so many other videos, one of the biggest reasons why we chose to move to the Austin area specifically, and one of the reasons why we love living here so much, is because it's incredibly family friendly. It feels like life here was just built with families in mind. I've honestly never seen so many free splash pads. Growing up in California, that wasn't really a thing, at least in our area. If you wanted water play, you had to go to a water park and you had to pay for it. Here, splash pads are just everywhere. We even randomly stumbled upon one in downtown Round Rock after a library trip one morning, and the second she saw it, she just took off. She was just sprinting towards water, and I remember thinking like, how cool is this? The best ones we've found so far in the North Austin suburbs are probably Lakewood Park Splash Pad in Leander and Brushy Creek Lake Park Splash Pad in Brushy Creek, but honestly, there are so many great ones throughout the Round Rock, Cedar Park, Georgetown, Leander, that whole greater North Austin suburbs area. And of course, obviously, if you're actually in the city, there's so many in downtown Austin as well. One thing I have noticed since moving back from London is that she spends so much more time outside between splash pads, playgrounds, trails, gymnastics, and all of the family-friendly activities here. She's constantly exploring, and I really do think Texas has shaped a lot of what she's loving right now. It's been so fun watching her grow into the curious, adventurous little person. Looking back at where she was even 6 months ago compared to now is just honestly amazing. So those are all of my 16-month-old current favorites. I'd love to know in the comments if you have a toddler around the same age what they're obsessed with right now, because I always love hearing what other kids are into. Now let's take a look at the culture shocks we had moving back to the US with a toddler after living abroad for the last 8 years.